How's it going? I gotta find you here. I'm like looking over here, pushing the button, and you're over here. Hello. I had a subscriber write to me a couple of days ago and ask if I could do a specific tapping video for a tapping meditation for fear of driving. She says that she has a just horrendous fear of driving and she just can't even drive anymore. So I can do that, and we could do like a video on just fear. And you can do that in EFT. You can tap on fear. Just say, even though I have this fear, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then you can start tapping on fear. And it does help, and it will work to bring, your fear levels down. But in EFT, the more specific that you can get in your situation, you find that energetic charge of the situation, that is going to help you to move through this a lot quicker. It's just like in any sort of therapy, you want to get to the root of the situation. And so with her, it is fear of driving. So then we would start off with that. We would start off with just fear. We go into fear of driving, and then move into the specifics of the situation for you. And even though I don't have a lot of the actual specifics, we can start to move through that, and then in your own mind you can start to bring that up for yourself. And then whatever it is that you have come up for you during the tapping, because that's what tapping will do, it will dig down deep into whatever it is that you have the issue about, and it'll start to bring it up from your subconscious and bring it up in front of you, so that then you can start to tap on the aspects that then you see. So we're going to do that right now, tapping on fear and fear of driving. And then if you have a different fear, even if it's not a fear of driving, whatever it is for you, you can then substitute that fear of driving with the fear of whatever it is. You have a phobia. I have a fear of spiders. I have a fear of heights. I have a fear of speaking in front of a large audience, a fear of, whatever it is you're afraid of. Then you can put that into, that spot instead of the driving. Just substitute that in for yourself when you're thinking of these things, when you're saying it out loud. So let's try this. We're going to move into that. Let's sit up. And of course, if you don't know the tapping points, there is a video here on my channel that just walks you through the tapping points as well. So you can go there first and then come back to this one at any time. So just sit in a comfortable, upright, seated position, feet flat on the floor. All right. Back as straight as possible, but you don't want to be rigid. You just kind of want to let it go. Let's take a deep breath in and release it, letting those shoulders drop. Another deep breath in and blow it out, relaxing. And one more. Deep breath in and release. All right. So we're going to start on the side of the hand, the karate chop point. And we're going to start tapping there. And I want you to repeat after me, either out loud or in your mind. Even though I have this fear of driving, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have this really strong fear of driving. I choose to accept myself and how I feel. Even though I have this fear and I'm not sure what to do about it, I choose to relax now. And we'll start right here on your eyebrow point. Tap here and continue repeating after me. This fear, side of the eye. This fear that I have, under the eye. This fear, under the nose. I have all of this fear under the mouth. This fear is stuck in my body. Collarbone point. I don't know how to release this fear. Under the arm. I have this fear of driving. Top of the head. And I just can't drive now. Back to the eyebrow. All of this fear. Side of the eye. This fear of driving. Under the eye. I'm afraid to drive. Under the nose. I'm afraid to drive. Under the mouth. I'm afraid of driving. Collarbone. I'm terrified to drive. How do I release this fear? I never used to be scared to drive, but now I am. Under the arm. I'm afraid to get in the car. Top of the head. And it keeps me from doing so many things that I want to do. Back to the eyebrow. And I know it sounds ridiculous. Side of the eye. Why would I have such a fear? Under the eye. Where did this fear come from? Under the nose. I need to get to the root of this problem. Under the mouth. Why do I have this fear? Collarbone. This fear is ridiculous. I feel ridiculous. Under the arm. All of this fear. Top of the head. Why do I feel this fear? All right, now I want you to go back to the eyebrow point, and I want you to just listen to my voice. You don't have to repeat anything right now. Just listen to what I have to say and think about the answers. Side of the eye. So I have this fear. Just think about that fear. This fear that you have. This fear inside of you that's keeping you from doing what you want to do with your life. Under your eye. Where did this fear come from? Under the nose. Ask yourself, when's the first time that I felt like this? Under the mouth. Where does this fear stem from? Collarbone. This fear of driving. When did it start? When's the first time that I felt this fear? Just continue to tap here and just see what comes up for you. This fear of driving. This fear that I have in my life. What's coming up under the arm? Is there anything coming up for me now? Top of the head. And if there's anything that's coming up for me, could I go back even farther than that? Is there another time that I felt this way? Back to the eyebrow. When was the very first time that I felt this fear, this terror? Side of the eye. What's coming up for me right now? Under the eye. Just continue to breathe. You're safe here. Under the nose, feeling safe and secure. Just feeling into this fear. Under the mouth. Where does this fear come from? Collarbone. What's coming up for me now? What are the aspects of this fear? Let's investigate that fear. Under the arm. Feeling safe. Everything's okay. Let's go to our wrists. We're tapping on our wrists now. Feeling the fear of driving. On your thumb. Now repeat after me. I'm going to release this fear. I'm releasing it now. First finger. I'm releasing this fear of driving now. Middle finger. Release. Ring finger. Release. Little finger. Release. Side of the hand. I'm releasing this fear of driving now. I'm releasing the feeling and the energetic charge of this fear. I am no longer afraid. Let's stop tapping. Take a deep breath in and release it. One more time. Deep breath in and blow it out. And open your eyes up. Look around. And just kind of feel within. You think about that fear. How do you feel about that fear now? Sitting there, sitting with it, sitting with yourself. What's coming up? You want to pay attention to anything that comes up for you when you tap. While you're tapping, afterwards when you're sitting, you can write all that stuff down. And then you start looking at those aspects. It's like, while I was tapping, this came up. And you might not think that it's associated with your fear. But if it's coming up during the tapping, then it might be associated with it. So that's something that you want to look at, look into further. Why is this coming up when I think about fear? What does this have to do with my fear of driving, my fear of whatever it is that I'm afraid of? And then you can tap on that. It might have taken you back to childhood or a few years ago or whenever it took you back. And then you can start tapping on that. Even though I was afraid and I fell off my bicycle when I was 12. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you just keep on going deeper and deeper and deeper into that fear until you find the root cause of that fear. And then you start to tap on that. Start to release that energetic charge. And it might happen the very first time, and it might take many times. You just continue to research it in your own being. You continue to look at it in your own mind. You continue to feel into it. Drop down into your heart space. And just tap and tap and tap on the situation. And yeah, that's the way you do it. I hope that this works for you. If you have any comments on this situation, please feel free to write about it down here underneath, and like and subscribe. That way you'll get notifications about any of these meditations that I do here. And I really hope that this helps you out. Let me know and keep me apprised of the situation. If there's anything else you want to, if you want me to create videos about, let me know that too. I'm very interested in, being in direct contact with all of you here so that we can continue to heal, walk along aside one another as we do so. And thank you so much for showing up today. And I will see you next time. Bye.